I'm sorry I stopped with my poor me story. Everybody should share a poor me story. Fine. I'll feel better. Oh, things I have to get through to get this video going. I mean, I made mods to mod myself, take off the battery wrapper and all this stuff. And then, it starts falling apart. And like wouldn't stay in the guide, electrical tab. That turned out to be a pain in the butt. Well, of course, to use a backlight. It's nice. I need it, but then just turned out that wouldn't charge sometimes. And then it's discharging. I don't know, it says charges there. And then this computer, please here. And then this computer was over on the other side, over there. And I brought over here, and then strange things happen. You have a glass of milk, and you had a glass in the bathroom. They also don't keep glass in the bathroom. And when it shattered, it was like a million pieces, and I had to clean it up. It's just unbelievable. And it's all, you don't even do anything. You go to the store and come back, and that's your day. If you do that much, and that's enough to kill you. And so that's my poor me story. But during all this time, I managed to make a lot of mods, and I mentioned it to you. And the other poor me story was, I only have trouble getting this thing getting a microphone working. Two things I knew is that I had no control over touch, saying the right and left balance on the microphone and the speakers was not even now. I don't know why not. I mean, all if you're calibrated right, you just want to meet right on the one. And the other thing is, like I should know it's and audio is always defaulted off. Video with audio is default. What stupid is that? You want to know the video, you don't even want audio. In this case, audio is not important. So, just, what can I say? For all of you that just go about your life saying, no, God's in control, God's doing it, well, that's fine. I hope it doesn't bite us back one day that, some inconveniences that we are suspicious of that, but don't really do anything about. They'll come and kill us someday. So that's my worry. I'm paranoid of everybody does. But, it's like this. If I made these tools, I wouldn't do it this way. And this particular one I'm using is built into the computer. It's it's Cyberlink ukelele. Comes with it. Got more bells and whistles I care about. And then I have to get through all that just to get over anything. But, it'll sound better than nothing, right? So, my friends that would say, hey, we didn't have these things in Russia. But we practically didn't have anything else. So, I'm thankful, I guess. There's a cost to everything. And I'm biting the bullet to get this to you. Whatever you may be. And I guess what that spotlight is, you see there is my keyboard. That's what I have here. Or it's the outside window. Tough there. And hoping I'm going to have to turn the light on to show you a few things. It's a little lighting. And I'm not talking about people. Okay, so what I was doing, and I started this whole thing, and then it wasn't recording. The couch. You may find couches work better without all the big foot what are you talking about? Well, the fact is, if you have to maintain cleaning up under your couch, under your bed, and all that, that worry will go away immediately. And if you have cats, cat toys, pet toys, you won't have to chase them down. You won't have a cat on your bed. It's good. It really in fact, our bed frame broke on its hand. And we actually say, oh, this kind of lowered it out. Rounded is important. It's good to be rounded as much as you can on certain terms. So I have not taken the legs off this couch. I do intend to. I will get some trouble for it, but it's fine. I should put it. Okay. I know it's like no possession, but I know it might be fun to be. But another thing is, I wouldn't have supported this. I went, oh, you come out with casters. And this was this. And this was like, casters, put casters on there. So now I don't think it's a good idea. If you have to move things around, put it on something with casters are very good. But if it's something that's going to sit here a long time without moving, you might consider taking them off. If you're not going to throw them away, just take them off. She's got a chest here that's got these old gaps. I think the chest would be much more leverage if it was in its original state. Because that's just got to be a long heavy older than when we started making casters. I don't know. In any case, it's not my job. I'll do it and I'll make it ready. But if it was my chest, I can play it this time. Consider taking off those casters. And so something you can, it's food for thought. You do what you want. Any of these mods I do, I don't, put on your own with those. Don't come after me. But I found they will make more peace in your life. And so moving on to the next item, and I might flash the light on and give you a show of it. Oh, then I think that the couch and all the cushions, when you've got this deep, and this particular couch, a very deep area, and it feels wonderful. It's something you can think well in. And then a pillow I got in a feather pillow. I found the air wasn't going through it. It wasn't, I don't want to puff up too much. You can poke a tiny hole, say in the middle, on one side of both. And this cat's going to press a keyboard key. And this way I'm motion. And so I'd say in the center or near the end, like a very tiny screwdriver that they'll show on George screwdrivers. Just something that would let get the air out of quicker and breathe and doesn't let things out of the pillow and stuffing. And I found that works too. I can only one side anyway. That's another for furniture mods. Now we're going to get into a couple of other items. We've got music mods here too. And first of all, I had gotten a bunch of it's okay, but oh no. Okay. Alright, everybody in? Don't touch me. Okay. Yeah. So these are recorder flutes, or whatever they use in school. And we were taught that, I think you're supposed to take them home actually, and they told us this. Well, I don't think that bothers to do it anymore. But there's a round piece of plastic at the end, and you're going to get good sound with those. And if your school is not telling you to go modify it. But they don't modify them before they give them to you. They're not doing the music world justice. They're not doing anybody justice because they are dead sounding with that little loop on the end. I think, and I remember vividly that you're supposed to get rid of that and cut it off because it's not part of the flute. And the batch I got here, none of them were modified. And I realized they needed to be. I didn't remember this part until later. But I took a serrated knife basically. I did not use like a hacksaw knife, so it would be too rough and jagged. But a fairly sharp large serrated knife. Cut that little circular thing off of it, and that improved the sound immediately. Then we have tile, and the grout is fairly good, like sandpaper. You don't have sandpaper, and it looks pretty good. If it's just like etch it, around the edges, and until you actually go chips out, and that improved it somewhat. I tried, actually I don't know why, I put a black magic marker on the end of it, and that was not helpful. In fact, I realized that magic markers are poison, and we should stop writing with them. Pens are pretty much poison. I would say pencils are still not, because graphite is a form of carbon. Carbon is what we are. So pencils are safe. And we always start, when we start in school, we start with pencils. We never let us touch a pen. And we call it as a kid. I don't think anyone should ever mess with a pen. They got us to mess with pens because they got us involved in secretary, got us involved in signing our name, and all of this. It's just basically steal ourselves. So, pencil is etched, and why not be able to erase your mistakes? So I would even just take a pencil with you everywhere you go, and see if anybody gives you any trouble signing anything. Because if they do, you shouldn't be doing both of the models. And people take, even if it was a contract, people make copies of it, and that becomes ink, and that's, at that point, it's still its name. But, I think at some point, all of this kind of activity will become even more dangerous, and we'll have to get back to things that are really just actually all basic, but maybe not even a handshake. I mean, you're just saying, oh, this is what, I want this probably, and all this. Okay, fork it over, and that's it. It's done. And you wouldn't worry about it, or anything. But right now, it's just not that way. Okay. Long story of something I wasn't trying to get into. So we were talking about pens, pencils, markers, so I wondered if anyway I just kept etching at the recorder plate and took all that black stuff off, and it went better. Again, it's just something else. It's putting poison on your music. And lightening up the flute by taking off that piece is what lightens it the same mostly. Now, I didn't find it on the other end of the flute. It's kind of square, and I realized that I needed to modify. So I etched the corners down into what you would draft in terms of the fillets, and all this stuff basically you have to do by feel. If you are a seasoned musician, or have a good feel for nature and stuff, it's going to be easy for you. And basically, you have to feel it. You have to be like a carpenter or a tailor, you're sanding stuff, some point. If it feels good, do it. If it stops, do it. Oh, that's test it. Blow through your flute. And see if it doesn't annoy you. It doesn't do something. So I got mine done. And I find even today, why not even cause something to be switched the next day. I tend to think out in this country, a bait and switch operation in this time. And if you so much as find in your home, so I'm thinking about this, so it's not exactly the way it was, don't panic, and you might not want to make a big sting about it, because the crying wolf thing, too many times, you may end up in bigger trouble for it. But if you notice this, does it okay? Just be normal, that's all. And so, but this, I don't want to make big noise, but this is how it sounds now. And I never even took a recording class, but, and I was actually fingering it the other way. Right now, I know I can go anything, so you can see it. So I can just get some notes, so you can see that it sounds pretty good. Like sounds very expensive, but okay, that doesn't make it. I'm afraid we can make it better. One second. Okay, prove me wrong. So try to reverse the thing right here. This one gets some extra. Let's try this. I wonder if this is the one. So I have a sharp point to it. See, what you all know is, you gotta be real careful. I don't know, I walk away from that, I don't even know if it's the same thing. I've really seen it, I'm telling you. I mean, you got a lot of songs about the flowers, say, step into the, and Rush has one too. You have entered the twilight zone, beyond the shores, things are now. Use the key, unlock the door, see what your fate might have in store. Come and jump where your dreams creation, enter this world of imagination. Okay, so all the singing you're going to get out of it today. But just things do get strange. And this is about November 2016. Somebody pointed it out to me. I don't know what year it is. You really can discuss this. So, all right, well, let's get down to this. So that's the flute, and I guess I'll get this as a shape. I have to turn on volume and show you before I get it there. Okay, the other music mod is this foot pedal. Now, some foot pedals, particularly what I'm using, is a damper for I have an 88 key controller piano, electronic piano by Kawaii, and it's called the ES1. I bought it. FAU had a piano show or whatever, they were going to sell pianos. I didn't know what I was getting into walking I mean, it's obviously just sampling technology, but I think he said it was sampled per octave. That was a thing at the time. But it's amazing. It's almost like every key was sampled. It is that good. You cannot tell any kind of break, and it's real. For something that's not real, it's real. And at least the one I got, I don't know. I assume if they make them the same way, it's that good. And but the pedal it came with was a kawaii pedal, and is a kawaii pedal still, but it's not the same. But they did some things that were very, very annoying after a while. And you wear your foot out and stuff. And like I thought, well, these necessities will slowly tax you into the grave. You will drain from that stuff. I almost did. And that's why I'm here to tell you, don't let this get that far. Now, in this particular case, the feel, and this is all the thing. Musicians should play by feel, and they should also compose by feel. And if your feel has been thrown off, it's like being an oscilloscope. No, that's out of calibration. And well, almost good enough. And so you need to fine tune everything in your home to feel like nature, like you do. And you should only buy things that feel that way too. You think, well, I gotta get the cheapest toilet paper or whatever it is, and if if it's cold and it doesn't feel like your wife's boob, it's probably not the best thing to buy. And the more you support anything that doesn't feel right to you, you're telling the world, not even God, you're telling the world that, hey, I will either tolerate this or this is what I really want. This is what you're moving to, and then you start seeing more things you don't like because you were the first one to purchase something you didn't like. And this is why, if you're younger particularly, your parents might just say, this is why you have to be careful. You have to just buy everything, otherwise it's affecting the future. That would say it goes around, comes around. I won't say. Okay, so anyway, so what did I do to this pedal? As I said, the string was too harsh. Well, first I had to get into the pedal. I had been in it before to clean it out because they got dust in it. It's basically a rubberized thing around the mechanics that are mostly metal. It's a metal pedal. Oh, the first thing I had to do was it had this plastic-like protector on the thing. So you're actually hitting a plastic thing instead of the pedal. Maybe when you play a piano, you're hitting your foot on metal. And that was the first thing you had to go, oh, this is ridiculous. And a lot of this stuff is like, why are you trying to protect something? You're never going to enjoy what it is. And their idea, they don't understand it, but they're screwing you up. It's not if you get you mentally sick or physically sick. See, they were already in bed with medical society, whoever they are, particularly in the music industry. The word music, think about music. Music, I'm sick, Neo sick, Italian, so, part-time, part English. So, and you say, well, I'm never going to do music anymore. But, well, yeah, of course, nothing over what the idea of what I consider music is something that's helpful to your health, something that helps you tune yourself into nature. And if it's not music. Okay? So that's my definition. So if whatever music you're writing with, if it's driving your parents up a wall, no matter how low the volume is, you need to reconsider whether you're actually doing music. If your cat's climbing the ceiling and walking on the ceiling when you're playing, nothing's wrong. On that quiet, you're going to play the flute. The cats come around, they're like, I want to hear this. You need if you're not attracting, you know, people to listen to you, that's music. So, um, sorry. So I found a way I had to get it open again, and I ended up actually, it had some tab that made it very difficult to get open, and this is a very common problem since about 1976. I figured this is when things went downhill. The music went downhill, and electronics became like childproof. In fact, the whole idea of childproof came into play, and and when we got the first childproof medicine bottles, we should have never needed in the first place. My parents came in and said, "We can't open the medicine bottle. Can you help us now?" I'm the child. I'm supposed to be the one not able to open the bottle, but it was easier for me than them. And then you realize something's wrong. And then you'd have a telephone. The early telephones, you know, I got two screws, that sucker just popped in. Then pretty soon, it became two screws and this like snappy technology there. But you know, now you gotta get the screwdriver out of your private part, you're hoping not to break the plastic. And this is where we still are even today, or at least when I got this pedal. So I had like, I mean, I'm lucky in this house. It wasn't one of jewelry cutters, and I, you know, broke down some of the casing so that I could actually get it out, release the whole piece of the pedal out of the chassis. And you realize, like, why make it so difficult, you know? I mean, we're not even talking about high voltage equipment like we're trying to, like, say it's, you know, dangerous. Because none of this is pedal. I mean, if anything, there's 5 volts that are going on and on to tell you whether it's a damper sound or not. So we're not talking about dangerous technology. But I finally got it, and then, my goal at that point was, well, first of all, this damper pedal had been flaky. It wasn't always working. Turned out the wire was loose. By the time I got through fiddling around with the wire broke, I had to solder it back on. And that little piece of circuitry that's at the top that the switch goes off actually when the pedal is in the up position. It's the switch. I guess it's actually turning the damper off. So it's reversed twice. And it's a knob. And so, in any case, it had 2 screws holding it on the top one that you printing. And this is another unnecessary. You shouldn't have too many things fastening things. Even screws. It will ruin, particularly for musician, what you're doing. It will ruin vibrations. It will add to you thinking about your pedal more than you're thinking about the piano or what you're thinking about playing. So if you want to be a little more of a genius, get some hockey back in your own head, you should do this stuff. So I said, right now that pedal has 1 screw holding that little circuit board in. And even I found it in the right place. As I even lost the other screw, I was down to 2 screws. I got 1 screw out of 4 holding the base back in place, and it's fine. It would never know there's 1 screw in it. And it sits on the floor, and it's not going to move. And it wouldn't move anyway. And where that screw was important. Maybe I'll show you that. Now, as I pick off the scaffolding now, toss it away. Okay, so I'm telling you, I'm just lucky to be alive at a minute. Don't be afraid to pick your nose. Don't be afraid to pick scabs. Don't be afraid to pick hair. Do what you need to, because there are creepy things out there attacking us on the outside, on our skin and our hair these days. I'm particularly affected by this. And if you are too, it's also getting up your nose. So people say, don't play with your nose. You're only making more inflamed to your nose. Your fingers are part of your body. Your fingers cannot provide your body more harm than good. So anybody touches those, just forget it. And we're talking about where they're actually trying to do harm. you are going to be self-sufficient with your health. I was self-sufficient in my health for many, many years until they got me on a thing, and they got me in the mental hospital, and it was over. I was in trouble for 30 years on a false, on everything false, all because I'm 18 and I want to go outside the emergency room. Nobody lets me, including my parents. And I needed to do that because I knew I was going to have trouble. I warned everybody. Then things got worse because I'm asking for people for help because nobody lets me have the emergency. I'm 18 years old and I'm supposed to have, quote, freedom. And so that's taken away from me. And making this a short story, and then now I'm being pinned on the floor. I could be offered to go to jail or mental hospital, and I say I want to go home with my parents. So you're 18. You've now broken laws. You have to go to jail or mental. So it was a double standard, and that's my beef with the world. I think it's over there, and it should never happen to anyone. I wish that's what happened. So, and I wonder, I just don't see what my career could have been ruined with the jail. I think people worry about background checks. So I didn't take the jail. I could have been 2 days and been over, and no meds ever. Instead of trying out to be 30 years of medication, didn't even know it was all because of something that's unappreciated. So it does happen. Be very careful in the world. I wondered why my parents worried. My grandma worried so much. She wandered around saying there's a conspiracy. We thought she was senile. Folks, she wasn't senile. She saw things. 2020. We were stupid and younger. She was as old as probably my friend Tanda's World War II veteran. She had it. She is from Hungary, too. People from foreign countries see this country a lot better than people who were born in it. Be born in a forest, probably wouldn't even know it was a forest. Somebody outside came from another country says it's a forest. So anyway, where I was going with this was, okay, so we were talking about getting things out of changing this damper pedal. So got the jewelry filters, and get it open, and then once I finally wiggled it out of the slot, but I make a little, because the pedal is like jammed in this like interlocking posse. Like they go through a lot of effort to design all these extra corners and things to make it harder, and it could have been done so much simpler, but they don't want you messing. That's fine, and then that's dangerous to you. No, because then they miss service call, they miss so much, or they miss selling you a damper pedal. That's an upgrade that would be so much nicer because you wouldn't have a clue to fix it. Now you do. But listen carefully. So the jewelry bar, I couldn't even get to the spring without actually taking off this little tab that was protecting you from getting to the spring to cut the spring shorter of all things. And so really, it's a conspiracy. And so, and the tab itself, it causes Wi-Fi issues and then vibrational problems. So this little, like, thing that was there, I looked it off very carefully. And then I got to the spring, I was able to cut it and take off a piece, and it wasn't too much. And then put it back together, and realize also that the wire that comes out of the pedal comes out the back end, because I guess they didn't think it was marketable if they didn't choose right or left. but I know for a fact, and actually it is a fact, on the kawaii, the damper pedal goes to the left side of the keyboard. So why didn't the hole come on the left side? And then it was pinching the wire, and that's not good for vibration. It's potential energy. So I took a cutout on the left side and made sure that wire is loose enough. And then people have the excuse, well, you pull a solder joint loose or something. Not if it's a good solder joint. And that was probably wasn't. It was a bad solder, and it was flaking out. And eventually pulled off completely. So it's a good thing because I tested it, it didn't work. So needed almost 2 hands to solve it. My gal was always going to say she used to solve the thing. She put her finger, not put her finger on. She held it right close. It was done in a few seconds. It would have taken me a little longer. I was lucky to get it done. So got the wire fixed and put the circuit board on the top side of the pedal, and one screw was needed. Put everything back together, and bingo. And I tell you, it's beautiful. Most awesome pedal I could ever have. And there was a kawaii label on it. I pulled it off. Labels, stickers, they're deadening the sound, they're changing the ratio, and they're cutting into your processing to do what you need to do, which is music. So that's another thing. The sticker, it's a necessity. You can take them off. There's no reason. If there's a brand name you can't scratch off, pull a piece of electrical tape over, do something, God's sake. But you don't have to sit here and pay homage to these companies because your mind is. It's continuing to think about these companies when it needs to be thinking about things, needs to be thinking about going to work, eating, sleeping, all these things that are essential to you staying alive. So I can't remember any more thoughts. So I'm just going to still kind of go here. I'll turn the light on. What I got. And I would test it, but show you that the damper works. But and I want to record this particular because I don't want somebody to break my damper pedal. But this is what can go on in time. You could fix something and something devious in your home or something's in your child could break it and then say, well, it never worked in the first place. So, so here is the damper pedal. See, it's real. I'm here. We were just talking about it wasn't just a voice in the dark. So, as you can say, there's now a cutout on the side. The wire is totally free. It's held in by the two sides. I'm like, you're supposed to take care of your equipment. Everything else is going on the rack. But even so, you're not going to say, yank the thing out. Somebody could, But at some point, things have to be done. So this is nice, and this is, can you see how nice this is? Now, check out the spring action on this one. I don't know if you can feel it. I'll say, that was about twice as springy. Now, I didn't take half the spring. I probably took off. Toward the bottom, it had a tighter wind, some of the springs out. Just above that, I was able to get knocked up, and I was very lucky. It popped right out of there, actually. And I put the spring. I was able to put the spring back in place, and then under whatever where it keeps us back in here in the housing right up there. And now this is like nice, and this is about as best as I can do. If I cut the spring any shorter, I think I wouldn't have gotten any tension whatsoever. And I avoided much tension possible, but in this case, you probably have some to run a damper pedal. And in the back, lighting here, but this is the, oh, like down here, this is where there was a tab. And in fact, once I got out, that broke this tab off completely. You don't need, to close the theme there, you need one screw. Now, I said one, then where did that one screw going? Okay, there's no screw in the back side. You thought maybe the back side, you know, the screw has to be in the front too. It just so happens the one on the, see when you're facing it, the one on the left was stripped. This was the left one. So the screw went in this one. So sometimes God works weird things, and you know you only have a choice, the right choice. So it's in that one, and that's all it needs. One screw here, one screw on the circuit board for this, and basically, oh yeah, amazing. Oh, and I want to shut off too before I'm done. You know, if it's a small thing like that, it's not really any circuitry, because it's only this one. You can look, I go, let's check this out, let's check it out. Oh, that's fine. And it works. And you know, if I walk over like here, and I'll at least let you hear that it works. And I'm not proof on tape. So, and then the flute one is this. Okay, I don't have any, I do have the other flutes, but basically, you know, I'll give you some intelligence here. This is the reciprocal chord. Now, on the end of this recorder, and let's say 42 minutes, we'll be wrapping up before the hour. Wait. Okay. Zoom in. Okay. Okay. So, the end of this, there was a cylindrical thing. It's basically around like that. Okay, not that big. But, okay, this is, I guess, how the standards are sold, because they don't want to be, I guess, determining what's the perfect stand for you. You have to actually slice that circle ball. If you don't do this, you're not doing justice to your recorder. And if it's a score recorder, they need to let you have them individually and do this. They have you buy your recorder. That's what we used to do. They would buy your recorder, a couple of dollars, you would do this to them. And then basically, once I slice it off, I have tile, which just makes it easy. If you don't have sandpaper, and I'm not scratching it because it's the way I want it, but you take the tile and you scratch it and turn it as you're scratching it, you know, and you feel around, see if it's something feels not smooth or not, you know, bumpy or whatever. It's all by feel. If it feels good, it is. Now this is plastic, probably would be a heck of a lot better, but for plastic instrument, this is a plastic instrument. And on the other end, I realized that it's very square, and I think it's designed that way too, so that you pinch up, you know, and form a curved end to it. And so it pops out, it's curved, you know, more than usual. Now I don't mean curved there because I can't. I mean on the end this way. It's curved this way. So that was a modification I had to make, and I said simple modifications. This is probably nothing original. But, and of course, I'm not really a recorder artist. Maybe a recording artist, I'm not a recorder artist. You gotta get the recorder lesson one, which I'm not really, well, you gotta have at least the bottom hole there, or you can't do that pretty much. The actually bottom and the front touch top hole go together. You gotta have those two. And of course, the amount of air. Now, another thing I found when you're sanding is usually you can get little pieces into the reed area, what we call the reed, and if that's the type of thing that's happened, is something move around in here, and then all of that is, you know, blow it out and do something. But that's once I did that, it was very clear. It was playing very clear. It may have been from playing it, another piece of it. we'll do, I have a song I'm working on, I'll record it later, that's, I play a little better than this. But, it's, I mean, it's gonna take word on it, it's better doing this too, it's the way it's supposed to be, and just risk playing something that sounds a little better. What's it doing? I just pick up fingers and I'll, I mean, I really gotta know this thing well. And then watch some, and it was working. I don't know what it is about this section. Oh, what was the other thing? Oh, the ukulele, that's right. Did I modify that? I didn't know about it, but I did, and this was given to me. Jammed in the corner. Oh, what I did, this has to do with ukulele tunings, or mandolin tunings. Now, lower tunings, I got it. In fact, I gotta go with that. You may be typically trying to tune it to like a guitar tuning, and it's not necessary, but tuning to a straight chord is better. This is the last one, then we're done. We'll break it down. That's the sweet spot, okay. Sometimes mine works better than you did one. Sound like tuning down to, low yes, Okay. Actually, that doesn't work. There's I'm not so like that. So, okay, so whereas you might have thought, well, I'm going to tune this somewhere way up here, and when you do that, that's the low string. You're going to wind up way tight on there. You could bust your ukulele. So, you don't realize that the low string really needs to be quite low. And one way to find the sweet spot, I noticed, is it's got to match your ability to speak, open your mouth easily. When you're tampering with vibration, I can talk with this play. But when you find that you move the tuning and you feel like something's telling you to shut up, then you're off the sweet spot because it has to match. So we are based on multiples of 5, 2, and 1. Say 5, 2 hands, 1 nose, okay? So, and so like 400 hertz for a note is something based on 5 to 1, but like concert pitch 440 is not, folks. It's just not. Well, you could say it is. It might be a different note, actually. But I think if we get the A down to 400, but it's all relative, obviously. It's like if you're playing A 440, if A 400, you might be playing a B again with the same note. It doesn't matter what you're playing, but basically playing pitches has nothing to do with notes at all. The names and notes are simply a way of you understanding what you're playing. And so I'm going to stop. I gotta get the chord down there. Just like, before I start spewing Golden, like a hyperactive man, Thomas Dover said, we're out of here. And I said, give it a shot. I've got some one in the pedal, but I want to make sure I get that, and then I'm done. So where did the pedal go? Out there.
Honey, you keep waking me up.
I'm sorry, I'm done. If you come out here, it's
I try to tell you.
I'm trying to